What's up? I watched this film, The Big Lebowski, and I heard it's a messy cult film. Yes, it was. And yes, I like the experience of the messy cult film. It's messy and cult kind of film, but not disgusting kind of things. So it's nice things maybe, but it also has a bad words. So maybe it depends on how the acceptance of the bad words, and really offensive sometimes. And it uses dirty, aggressive, and offensive words. That's something I do not use in daily life for me. And I had various like the scene that at first the beginning is sudden toilet violence. It sounds what the hell is that? But at the beginning of the sequence, the protagonist calling himself as a dude, the dude. So he say, "Call me dude." And that dude come back to his home, and suddenly there's a gang. Maybe the gang already inside of the house, and they attacked that dude and grab his head and put I smash his head in the toilet again, so many times. Reminds me of the toilet violence or toilet scene, and that's a film of the Trainspotting. The Trainspotting uses the toilet in the film also. And in Trainspotting, I can talk short quote of Trainspotting. In Trainspotting, protagonist try to catch drug in the toilet and catches with his hand, and he uses go and dive in with a little, and suddenly she swim into the toilet. Very visually interesting film, both Trainspotting and this, and both uses unusual toilet sequence. I thought that's an interesting point. On the dirty scene like toilet, the audience usually feel uncomfortable. It's physically disgusting. And I'm also interested in various different kind of film, but using the daily object and the usual object in unusual way that makes the audience into the story from daily life to film world. I thought that interesting. On the film Big Lebowski, the intro starts from physical painful look of the holding or smashing head into the toilet again and again in violence, and really dirty and smells also bad. So the beginning starts from a lot of sense, like visually painful and uncomfortable and maybe smells bad, makes you the audience to feel the film with like different sense, smell, visual, also pain. So it was shocking intro of film, And that was nice intro. Uncomfortable but really catchy intro. Next scene is like the scene 2. Car broken step by step. The story goes not simple way like A, B, C, D. In a way it's doing that, but not simple narrative story. It's chronological, but the focus of film goes this way, this way, this way. So not the go like the go. So the telling the story, but the focus they in is really different. So if you feel the really different things on one, for example, like different photograph on one scrapbook, and for example the dirty carpet rug and kidnapping, boring, friends passing away. So different things going on. Through the process, the dude's car get broken and dirty more and more. It was good, continuous kind of checkpoint, like the many different things, carpet, kidnapping, but the car is always there and getting dirty and broken. So car is only the pillar existing through the film. So I thought the decay crops the damage of car little by little as the story goes. So I thought that's an interesting point. My liked scene 3 is awkward dancing bowler and with the music of the Hotel California. There was a sequence of purple dancing like boring bowler, but he was not much important in the story. It makes me feel like the Alice in Wonderland, like the awkward cat and the seashell or something. So these pieces also like the photos in a scrapbook. So I thought the way of storytelling is interesting, and different characters in one storyline, and especially the awkward dancing bowler, purple one with Hotel California, is something visually powerful. So I really liked it. And the rug scene number 4 is start and end with Cowboy telling it is fun, right? Or something like that. It starts like traditional film, and this is a story or blah blah blah, and wrap up in the same as the beginning. It was a story or blah blah blah, and that was a nice story, right? And that's the wrapping of the film. But the middle, the main part, is awkward stories. So I felt it is like wrapping a gift with a nice wrapping paper that makes audience to get ready to end the fading line. It is not about the good or bad. It was feeling like wondering why it is. And I think about it and about the structure of the film. I felt it is like the way to conclude the story to be continued type. The film ends with a small vague funeral of friend and boring. So the life of Lebowski continued on. But it is with the Cowboy monologue, it is really vague ending. What's the no huge explosion or no saving someone. So wrapping up the story with a monologue, this makes a messy, symbolic characters stories in one piece, one storyline on the audience brain. So maybe you remember different part or different characters or vision or the scenes, depends on the audience. But anyway, the film ends with a monologue and start with monologue. So the start and end is really clear. So that makes the film. Some people wrote, I will not get bored for watching millions of times. And that makes a symbolic metaphor, or I'm not sure, just any symbols, characters. That's a strong impression, and maybe the most strong impression for you is it depends on the audience. That's why that makes rewatchable film. I think that's a great point of the film. And there's many mysterious characters, like feminist artist, that visually interesting on the dirty guys film. So that's a spice on the film. And I wonder how the director came up with the character idea. Maybe he might brainstorm more, maybe 10 or more of the great characters and picked some. So I feel the story goes on, and there was his wife, and there will be the dude's wife in future too. And also another mysterious character is a billionaire's wife. She and how and why, how she came back from kidnapping. I'm not sure what happened at the point. Suddenly she came back and something solved, and the story goes to the next. Maybe I did not fully understand what was on there. She came back. The billionaire's wife came back so suddenly and not telling anything about her, as if all of the characters are not interested in what happened to her, what happened on the kidnapping, and also what happened to their money. Nothing solved, but the story goes on. Maybe that's the things are confused in a good way. And it's nice, like without information watching film, and I expect normal storytelling. At least I knew it was cult film, so I expected something not usual things, but so nothing solved and move on to next. I think that's a great choice of the direction. The kidnapping of the billionaire's wife, that was the main topic of the film for almost entire film, but the editing is really shocking. Story goes forward and less talking about her, and protagonist move on to the next topic. Maybe the boring and fight scene at the night. Maybe that's I think that's the scene. Suddenly changes, and I was wondering what the goal of the story will be like. Like normal film, when I watching film, but also the goalless without goal is this film story. This film story, the taste, the look, atmosphere. What the film is maybe confusing storytelling. Someone may not like it, but someone loves it. That was the story. I also wonder the pregnancy of the billionaire's daughter, the feminist artist. She was pregnant, and I'm not sure about her logic of choosing him as a father. Not sure. But this makes little Levinsky and big Levinsky, and that make this big means I'm not sure. But also there's another billionaire Levinsky, and at first I was thought big Levinsky is billionaire one, and that makes title. But at the end there's a child, and the protagonist Levinsky is becomes father. So little Levinsky and big Levinsky. Totally mysterious, but it was fun. I want you to share your review or impression or hidden truths. Maybe I don't get most of ideas of the film, so please let me know. Thank you.